So in each one, you've got a 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then after 10 comes a jack, a queen, a king, and an ace. So there are 4 times 13, 4 suits, 13 cards. 4 times 13 is 52 cards in a deck. All right. What are the chances that you would select the 9 of clubs if you just randomly picked one out of a deck? 1 out of 52. There's only one 9 of clubs, and there's 52 cards, so that's 1 out of 52. What are the chances that you would select a heart if you just randomly picked one? He's hesitating to talk. How about you, Autumn? How many hearts are in the deck?
I'm not really sure.
So there are 13 cards in each suit. 13 hearts, 13 diamonds, 13 clubs, 13 spades.
It would be 13 out of 52.
Right, and then if we reduce that, that would be 1/4. When you do probabilities, you have the option of writing them as reduced fractions, or as decimals, or as percents. Any of those are fine. But if you're doing a fraction, you got to reduce it. Selecting a diamond, heart, club, or spade. What are your chances if you grab a card out of the deck, no jokers involved, if you grab a card out of the deck that you would get a diamond, a heart, a club, or a spade? All of them, right? 52 out of 52. And 52 out of 52 reduces to 1, otherwise known as 100%, which means you are guaranteed to get that. Okay, last page. A company is conducting an online surveys. Oh, I didn't write that down. Seeing how often they recycle. All right, we'll have to add it in. So here's the results of the online survey. A 5 by 2. Okay. What kind of probability is this? Classical, empirical, or subjective?
Empirical.
Empirical, because we're basing it on data. Okay. So a company is conducting an online survey of randomly selected individuals to determine how often they recycle. All right, so how often do these people recycle? 1,054 people say always, some people say often, sometimes, rarely, or never. And it already has the total for us. By the way, if you add these up, you would get 2,451. So what's the probability that the next person surveyed always recycles?
1,054 out of 2,451.
Right. All right, now, I don't know if that's reduced, and I have absolutely no interest in figuring out if it's reduced, so I'm gonna change that one into a decimal. So 1,054 divided by 2,451 is 0.43. So we could say that 43% of people always recycle. Huh? What'd you say?
They can't make a smaller fraction.
Can't. It is actually reduced.
I put it to decimal into a fraction, and it
Hmm.
doesn't smaller, so.
Okay, range of probabilities. So what's the lowest probability something can have? 0. There's absolutely no chance of that happening. And the highest probability something could have? 100%. Now, if we're doing percents, we would say it's 100% to, or 0% to 100%. If we're doing just decimals, we would say it's somewhere between 0 and 1. 1 being the highest probability. So, if you have a coach that ever says, I need you to give 110%, that is impossible. You can't give 110%. You can't give more than 100%. You can't even give 100%. That'd be horrible. Can you imagine if they were like, okay, on the basketball court today, I want you to die because I want you to leave no strength in your body left for breathing, regulating your heart, taking care of your like sweat and regulating your body temperature, collapse on the floor 100%. You could have 110% compared to what you gave yesterday. So like, let's suppose yesterday you were super lazy and you're sitting on the couch and I said, look, I need you to give 150% of what you did yesterday. That means you are equally lazy as you were yesterday plus 50% more productive than you were yesterday. And if you were super not productive, then that 50% of how you used to be increased is not very impressive. Like if I said, Laura, you have to grade papers today. How many papers did you grade? And I say, I graded six tests. That's not a lot of work, but I graded 6 tests. And then they say, okay, tomorrow I want you to do 150% of what you did the day before. So I do 6 tests again, but then I'd also do another half of that. So I do 9 tests. So I do 150% of what I did yesterday. Does that make sense? But if I said, give me 150% of what you're capable of, that's impossible because 100% is already the max of what you're capable of. Okay, so it is not okay to have negative percents or negative probabilities or a probability over 1. Okay, I want you to go ahead and try example 7 on your own. You have to label each one as classical, empirical, or subjective. Oh, ignore 3. I don't know what 3's up with. What's up with that? Just 1 and 2. Apparently my brain died a little bit while I was making these notes at the very end. Oh. Interesting. On average, only 270 people in the U.S. are struck by lightning a year. Apparently, it's much higher probability for you to get struck by lightning in other places than the United States. And only 10% usually die from being struck by lightning.
What was the figure, like 15,000?
15,300.
Multiply